It's been more than 3 years since the mass shooting in Sutherland Springs where more than 20 people died. This month, the trial began for the victims' family's court case against the U.S. government, claiming the Air Force could have done more. Today, the federal government rested its case. The defense brought James Fox, an expert on mass shootings, to take the stand. During his testimony, Fox explained that based on the evidence he's reviewed, he believes the shooter intended to protect his wife when he hogtied her and intended to prevent her from stopping the shooting. During cross-examination, attorneys for the plaintiffs played video depositions from the Air Force detailing the shooter's history of mental health issues. The Air Force documented at least one instance in which the shooter was searching for body armor while receiving mental health treatment and planned on obtaining another gun. Closing arguments are expected to begin next week.